All right, so find a nice, comfortable position. Close your eyes. And so whatever you've got going on tonight, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're busy with, just put that aside. And let this time be just for you. So let's begin to breathe a little deeper. And if you can, breathe through just the nostrils. Try to really fill the lungs with the air. And then take your mind and just think about your breath, think about the body. And anytime you get distracted, come right back here. And then let the eyes open, just barely. Eyelids are heavy. Gaze is soft. And let's start by just kind of rolling out the head, neck, and shoulders. Any way you want. So let's take the arms and extend them out. And as you inhale, let's reach out, reach up. Look up if you want to, and just feel the body lengthen here. Be nice, deep breaths. And when you're ready to exhale, let the arms sweep down. And as they sweep down, bring the arms back behind you. And see if you can grab opposite elbows if you can. If not, just as close as you can. And then let's slide the right elbow out to the right side. And the right ear towards the right shoulder. Take deep breaths. Try to make that left shoulder heavy. All right, let's come back up. And let's slide the left elbow out to the left side. Left ear towards left shoulder. Take nice deep breaths. And then let's bring that up, release the arms. Just roll out the head, neck, and shoulders. And let's work a little more on the neck. So let's bring that right ear again towards the right shoulder. And when you're ready to exhale, down and around. Lift ear. And down and around. And just keep going. Deep breaths. Loosen up the neck. Ooh, and then let's take one more time. Each direction. When you're done, roll out the head, neck, and shoulders. All right, let's take those cat and cows. So if you have a knee issue, you can always stay seated. If you want, come to your tabletop position. So on the exhalation, the back is going to round up. Try to exaggerate. Let's hold this here for a few breaths. Let your head hang down. Let your tailbone tuck under. And on your next inhalation, go the other way. Belly sinks down. Chin and tailbone rise up. Shoulders open. So hold this for a couple breaths. And then let's alternate. So exhale on the rounding. And inhale when you sink down. Just take deep, deep breaths. Just really, really feel this. Exaggerate those movements. Let it feel so good. And then let's take one more time, each direction. And whenever it is that you're done, come back to a neutral tabletop position. So let's take our right ear and our right hip towards each other. So you're going to feel it on the left side of the body. Just hold it there for a couple breaths. And then let's go the other way. Just hold it for a couple breaths. And then let's alternate. So inhale one direction and exhale the other. And just really feel the side stretch. And then let's take one more time. Each direction. And whenever you're done, back to that neutral table position. So now next one, if you don't like the next one, you could very simply sit. You could bring one arm across and you can turn. But if you want to try the threading the needle, we're going to move our left hand about an inch in. Take our right arm out. And we're going to come underneath. You're going to come down onto your shoulder, your cheek, your ear. And then only if you want to, this is just going to make it a little more intense. You can take this left arm up and behind your back if you want. Take nice deep breaths. Try to sink down into your shoulder. Should feel so good. But again, if it doesn't, come up and do this one. Breathe deeply. And then if the arm is behind the back, bring it down to the mat. Come up. Ooh, all right, and let's take the other side. So we're going to move the right hand slightly in, about an inch or so. Left arm out. Let's thread the needle. Come down onto your shoulder, your cheek, your ear. And if you want, take the right arm up and maybe behind your back. Just relax. And of course, if you don't like that one, just bring the left arm across and turn and take your twist. And just take deep breaths wherever you are. Feel it in your shoulder, feel it in your neck. Get your twist. And then if your arm is behind your back, bring it down and let's sit back to our child's pose position. Just relax. So child's pose marks the end of the warming up. Ooh, so good. transition to our standing postures next. So let's use down dog. So really reach your arms. Try to get your elbows off the mat if you can for this. And then when you're ready, come up, curl the toes under, push up. And so when you get there, maybe you're going to move those legs. I like to shake the head. Maybe you're going to straighten up the legs, lift the kneecaps, push a little harder into the hands. Whatever you'd like. Maybe you're going to extend the legs up. Whatever works for you, whatever you like. All right, so don't rush. Take your time. Let's walk our feet right up to the hands. So instead of leaning back, try if you can to bring your weight in towards your toes. Now you can always put your hands on something. If you don't have a block, I'm sure you could find something in your house that you could substitute. And then let's bend the knees a little bit. Let's inhale. And let's roll up. Roll the shoulders back when you get there. Ooh. All right. All right, so let's come towards the front of the mat. So we've got our mountain pose. That's big toes together, heels slightly front. And let's inhale, and let's reach our arms up towards the ceiling, and look up if you want to, and take some nice deep breaths. Nice and easy. And then let's exhale, let's let the arms sweep down, and let's bring our hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, and if you can, try to bring your palms together. If you can. And see if you can lift your arms up a little, if you can. And just open up that chest. Breathe deeply into your lungs. Try to even hear your breath a little. All right, on your next exhalation, let's fold forward. Now, maybe you're going to release your hands. It's okay to do that if you need to. Maybe you're going to reach your arms up towards the sky. And now, if your arms are up, let's let them come down. Hold them here. So we had our weight in our toes. Let's move our weight back to our heels. And let's start to bend the knees. So this is going to be chair pose. So you're coming up and you're making sure your knees don't go in front of your toes, right? They're behind your toes, so you see your toes. And then the arms can come out if you want. You can stay here if you want. And of course, you can come lower down. Just make sure knees don't pop in front of the toes. And just really feel this on your legs. So your weight is more into your heels than your toes. Deep breaths. Now let's work on a little balance. So let's inhale and let's reach our arms up and straighten up the legs. Find your focal point and lift your heels. Try for 5 breaths here. And whenever you get to your last exhalation, arms come down, heels come down, hands to heart. All right, and let's take our right leg back. So one straight line, front heel, back arch. Try if you can to have a lot of space in between your legs. And let's straighten up both legs. So turn your chest and your stomach towards me. Reach those arms out. Now imagine in front of you, there's something a couple inches from you. You want to grab it. So just move forward, grab it, and then come down, triangle pose. Look up if you want. And then imagine somebody grabbed you right there and pulled you this way, pulled your hip that way. These deep breaths. You could even, if you have your block, you can put your hand on your block. Maybe if you have a shoulder issue, you're going to be more comfortable here. Take a nice deep breath. All right, let's come up. So if you want, bend your front knee, warrior two, look over those front fingers. If you want, come down to your high runner's lunge, whichever one you want. Take deep breaths here. So if you're in the high lunge, push into that back heel. And if you're in the warrior two, look over those front fingers. Whichever one works for you right now. All right, wherever you are, let's bring that right foot in. And let's inhale, reach out, reach up, palms together, hands to heart. All right, now you don't need to move. Stay right where you are. I'm going to turn the other way. So let's inhale, let's reach up. And let's exhale and sweep down. And let's do this again. So interlace your fingers, try to bring your palms together, try to lift your arms up off your back. But if you can, breathe into your chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then let's exhale. Let's come forward. And try to lean a little bit into the toes. And if you need to release the arms, you can anytime you need to. Now let's all release the arms. And let's bring our weight back into the heels. Bend the knees. And let's take that chair pose. So deep breaths, find your focal point. Just make sure knees not in front of the toes. Just look down, you glance down, you make sure you see your toes. All right, let's inhale. Let's reach up, and as you come up, lift those heels. 5 breaths. Whenever you get to your last exhalation, let the arms come down, let the heels come down, and let's take our left foot back. So try, if you can, a lot of space between the legs. Legs are straight, body's turned out. Open the arms. You want to grab something a few inches in front, so reach forward and then come down, triangle pose. Look up if you want. Somebody's grabbing you right here, pulling your hip out that way. So you can lift up this kneecap if possible. And again, you can always use a block for your hand if you want. And you can put this arm behind your back if you want. All right, let's come up. So your choice, warrior two or high runner's lunge, whatever you'd like. High runner's lunge, make sure the knee much right over the ankle, definitely not knee in front of the toes for sure. All right, let's bring that left foot in to meet the right. And let's inhale, reach out, reach up, palms together, hands to heart. All right, so let's take our back bend next. So we're going to come down onto the stomach. If you want to just go ahead and lay down on your stomach, go ahead. If you want to, take your down dog. Maybe your plank. Maybe you're going to lower yourself down slowly. Whatever you would like to do, take your time. I'll wait a few moments. Just end up on the stomach. All right, let's take a couple back bends. So let's slide our elbows up on the mat. Shoulders right above the elbows. And this is Sphinx Pose, easy. Shoulders roll back, maybe chin slightly up. You want to avoid your head stuck down in here. It's a good back bend. But if you want to take it a little deeper, a little bigger, come up to your high cobra, shoulders right above the wrists. Open up the shoulders, maybe chin is up. And then if you want your up dog, you're just going to lift up your thighs. And that'll be harder, of course. So whichever one you would like to do. And just take deep breaths wherever you are. All right, wherever you are, let's come down. And let's windshield wiper. And then whenever you feel ready, sitting back to your child's pose, relax your back. After a couple breaths, you want to do down dog, go ahead. If you have a knee issue tonight, lay on your back, hug your knees in instead. So if you feel like it, take your down dog. If you don't feel like it, it's okay. Stay right here. Ooh. All right, so now next one, we're going to start getting into the hips. So if you want, come up onto the hands and let your big toes touch each other. Move your knees as wide as you're comfortable going. Come onto your elbows, and we're just going to move the body a little side to side, maybe forward and back. Now, if that's a little much on your knees, it might be. Come and sit. bottoms of the feet together, and just fold forward. So if you're doing this one, try to avoid something like that. You want to sit up tall, just fold forward. Nice flat. Even if you don't go far, don't worry that far. So either one, whatever you'd like. And just breathe deep. All right, so if you're seated, just come back up and take the legs out. And if you are here, bring your hands back up. Bring the knees in. And then let's go to seated. Shake out the legs. So let's work a little bit on our hips. So let's take our right leg out to the side. Bring our left foot to the inside. Let's take that left arm up. Inhale straight up. And then exhale. Take a side bend. Maybe you grab your toes. Maybe you're here. Look up if you want. Deep breaths. And then on your next exhalation, let's turn into the leg. And if you want, not that you need to, but if you want, let's use your strap here. Just take deep breaths. All right, let's come up. And let's take our left hand and just put it right on the edge, right here on the edge of your mat. And then point the right toes. Now you can do this. Take a side bend, or you can push into the hand, and you can do this if you want. So maybe your head's back. Just take deep breaths. All right, let's sweep down. And let's take left out. Right in, toes point up. Inhale, tall. Exhale, folding to the side. Look up if you want, roll the shoulder back. Nice deep breath. And on your next exhalation, let's turn. And if you want to use your strap, go ahead and use your strap. Take deep, deep breaths. And then let's come up. Let's put our right hand right here, right on the edge of the mat. Point the toes, reach up. Now you could do this, or you can push into your hand. Step off the mat. Take deep breaths. And then let's come down. Ooh, all right, let's take the legs out. Shake them out. All right, well, let's get a little more hip. So your choice, if you want, we'll take the eye of the needle. Looks like this. Or the pigeon, which looks like this. So if you're doing pigeon, you don't want to, let me move back so you can see me. You don't want to flop onto your side. Your weight's right there. And then most likely you're going to come down with pigeon. You don't have to. And take nice deep breaths, whichever one you're doing. Deep, deep breath. All right, and then if you're in eye of the needle, uncross. Shake out those legs. If you're in pigeon, come up. And then let's switch sides. So if you're in eye of the needle, cross the other one over. If you're doing pigeon, other knee between the hands. And deep, deep breaths. All right, if you're in the eye of the needle, cross. If you're in the pigeon, come up. All right, so we always do our inversion. So maybe you have a yoga block to put underneath you if you want. Maybe you have a strap or something in your house similar to the strap. So if you're using the block, put it underneath the tailbone. If you're using the strap, Take it here. You can use both together, whatever you'd like. You can do it without anything. Wherever you are. Nice deep breaths. Hardest part, focusing on your breath, not thinking. All right, let's let the legs come down. A little long. Let the blood flush back. Get rid of those toxins. Ooh, let it feel so good for the immune system. Definitely. So let's take our final twist. So if you want, here's an option that I like, but it's just an option. So your arms are going to go wide, palms are up. Knees come in. And if you want, cross the right leg over the left. Take the right hand, grab the left foot, and then bring the legs over to the left. Now, if that's too much, you can just be here. And then start to uncross, roll. And let's take the other side. So if you want, cross left leg over the right. Left hand grabs right foot. Come over to the right. Again, just an option. All right, let's uncross and roll. Move any way you'd like. And then start to find a comfortable position. When you get there, let your breath become natural. Body sink down into the mat. And let your eyes sink back. Let your cheeks soften. The hinge of the jaw relaxing. Your shoulders roll back and down. Let your arms and legs feel very heavy. And let this time be just for you. Nothing else. So you can really let everything go. And let nothing disturb your peace. And then very slowly, start to bring your awareness back to the room. Take your time coming up when you're ready. And thank you guys for signing on tonight. Namaste. Everybody have a good night. Thank you guys for coming.